Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all for being here today for such a momentous occasion, the announcement of Bermuda's first ever Tourism Authority Board. This is indeed an exciting day, the culmination of a promise the One Bermuda Alliance made more than 2 years ago, that if elected to become the government, we would move to revitalize our tourism industry through a tourism authority that will function as an independent, private enterprise. I believe this is a watershed moment for Bermuda's tourism industry and our last real opportunity to turn things around and restore our position as a desired premier destination. This is new territory for Bermuda, and I'm pleased to announce the members of the first ever Tourism Authority Board as follows. The chairman, as everyone knows, is Mr. David Dodwell. David is the owner of the Reefs Hotel and Club in Bermuda and Nisbet Plantation Beach Club in Nevis. He has more than 4 decades of experience in the hospitality industry. The Reefs was the first Bermuda resort to earn the top spot as the #1 Atlantic resort in the Condé Nast Traveler Reader's Choice Awards. The Nisbet Plantation was named the #1 resort in the Caribbean, Bahamas, and Bermuda 2 years in a row by the Travel and Leisure World's Best Awards. David is a former Minister of Tourism for Bermuda, once served as the President of the Bermuda Hotel Association, and is a member of the Resort Committee of the American Hospitality and Lodging Association. He was also named Caribbean Hotelier of the Year in 2010. Phil Barnett is the Director and President of the Island Restaurant Group. Prior to the Island Restaurant Group, Phil was a General Manager of Spectra Group of Great Restaurants. He serves as a board member in the Bermuda Chamber of Commerce and an advisory board member of the Danish UK Chamber of Commerce Limited. Paul Telford is the hotel manager of the Rosewood Talkers Point Resort in Bermuda. Paul has 13 years international management experience in luxury hotels. His experiences have been both on the island of Bermuda, initially in food and beverage operations, and then off-island with Four Seasons Hotels and Resorts, where he started in food and beverage management and then transitioned into the rooms division. Paul's most recent postings have seen him at hotels and resorts such as the Four Seasons, Washington, D.C., a Forbes 5-star hotel, the Four Seasons Punta Mita, Mexico, and the Kahala Hotel in Honolulu, Hawaii, a Forbes 4-star resort and spa, before returning to Bermuda in 2008 to join the opening team of Talkers Point Hotel and Spa. Jessica Mello is the Director of Consulting Services, Deloitte Bermuda, and serves banking and public sector clients in Bermuda and the Caribbean. Before joining Deloitte Bermuda in 2011, she worked in the economics practice at AECOM, a Fortune 500 infrastructure consulting firm. Jessica was based in London and worked with clients in the Middle East, Europe, Africa, and China. Jessica is experienced in economic planning, feasibility analysis, and strategy for tourism destinations. She has worked with visitor attractions, mixed-use destination resorts, entertainment retail districts, sporting destinations, iconic structures, waterfronts, and infrastructure. She is also a member of the Bermuda Chamber of Commerce Economics Committee and served as a performance committee analyst for the Bermuda Sage Commission. Alison is the Regional Executive and Chief Operating Officer for ACE. She has extensive background in underwriting operations, corporate reporting, training and development, and marketing in the insurance industry. Prior to ACE, Alison served as the Assistant Vice President of Sedgwick Global Broking in Bermuda and as an underwriter and claims administrator at Alexander Insurance Managers in Bermuda. Alison also serves as a chairperson for the Insurance Development Council, board member for the Bermuda Business Development Agency, associate for the Chartered Insurance Institute, a mentor under the Bermuda Foundation for Insurance Studies in Bermuda, and a member of the Association of Bermuda Insurers and Reinsurers Working Committee on contract certainty. Peter Everson is the president of PE Consultants Limited. Peter has extensive experience in investment banking, fund management, private equity, and private banking. Prior to PE Consultants, he was the CEO of Schroders. Peter serves as a non-executive director for Delphi Management Limited and Shell Trust Bermuda Limited, and a board member for the Bermuda Chamber of Commerce and the Association of Bermuda International Companies. Earl G Graves Jr. is president and CEO of Black Enterprise. He is responsible for the strategic positioning and overall profitability of the corporation, which includes magazine publishing, television production, digital media, and business and lifestyle events. Earl joined Black Enterprise in 1988 after earning his MBA from Harvard University. After holding several positions within advertising and marketing, he was appointed President and Chief Operating Officer in 1998 and named CEO in 2006. Under his guidance, Black Enterprise has expanded the reach of its signature magazine to include more than 4 million readers, redefined its Wealth for Life mission for the digital age with a revitalized multimedia website and iPad edition, and successfully launched broadcast of Our World with Black Enterprise and the Black Enterprise Business Report into television syndication. Alison Reed is the Senior Vice President of Real Estate of Starwood Hotels and Resorts Worldwide, Inc. Alison has extensive experience in hospitality and finance. Prior to being the Senior Vice President of Real Estate, she served as the Vice President of Owner Relations at Starwood Hotels and Resorts Worldwide, Inc. Alison also has served in various finance positions at Interstate Hotels and ITT Sheridan Corporation. Alison is currently a member of the Management Board of Equity Co., LLC, and UpBiz, LLC. She also serves as the Vice President of Investor Relations of Starwood Hotel and Resorts Worldwide, Inc. There is no question that we have a dynamic and highly qualified first board for the Tourism Authority. I would like to thank our new board of directors for enthusiastically agreeing to lead this very important organization. Our 2 international directors add a global perspective of excellence to our board, and we sincerely appreciate their commitment to Bermuda. I have emphasized to the board that it is no longer business as usual for Bermuda tourism. We have created an entirely new structure focused on delivering the objectives of the National Tourism Plan. This will include 2 new divisions, Tourism Investment and Product and Experience Development, which will drive change in the Bermuda tourism product. As the authority develops creative and innovative ways to make Bermuda a more attractive and competitive destination for visitors and tourism investors, they will be the singular voice that drives Bermuda's reemergence as a world-class tourism destination. The OBA government, and especially myself as minister, are proud of today's announcement, which marks the beginning of a new era in Bermuda tourism. Thank you very much, and I would entertain a few questions if you have them.
Well, I suppose you should address the big elephant in the room. This is a very, if I may say so, white, highly distinguished, highly experienced group, with Mr. Graves as an overseas exception. Had you tried to bring in a little bit more of the ethnicity of this country into such an important board, if only to give the people who are going to work the industry a feeling that everyone's in this fight?
Well, we're all in the fight. Mr. Graves is not the only overseas representative. Alison Reed as well is here representing the global perspective. We feel that that brings a certain gravitas to the board. Sometimes we can have a monolithic view of things. I mean, you have everyone coming from the same environment, then sometimes you don't get the type of diversity that we need going forward. In terms of the composition, I am confident that the members on this board represent all interests in Bermuda moving forward. What I wanted to achieve was a board that will bring a certain level of expertise, that will bring different skill sets to the table and that can manage tourism like a private entity. Everyone on this board has a proven track record of success and leadership, and I am confident that the board is going to take us in the right direction.
And so the big question is obviously, how long until we can see some results as far as turning tourism around, and what's going to be their first order of business?
Well, the board will be, excuse me, some water. The board will be meeting today. They'll be conducting their first board meeting. Obviously, they need some time to get up to speed on where we are. I know that all of them received extensive documentation for the appointment. But the first order of business is to get the CEO here on the ground. We have started that process. We're actually in the final stages of finalizing who's going to be the CEO. That's going to be the person that will be driving the industry. And we have to set out a vision. We have to set out a realistic benchmark of when we think we're going to see certain improvements. I received some data today that suggests that improvements have already started in terms of arrivals and the like. But that's the job of the board. The board has to sit down, digest the information using the National Tourism Plan, and come up with a strategic plan going forward to put Bermuda where we deserve to be, and that is one of the top destinations in the world.
Can you address the criticism that the tourism board now is unaccountable because it's no longer under you?
I think this question was actually posed to the Premier some time ago, and I think he dealt with it very well. The accountability will be in the success of the Tourism Authority. And we haven't had that for 30 years because tourism has been managed through government, and whether it's successful or not, it continues to be managed through the same department and the like. This is going to be managed in a way that is analogous to a private enterprise, and its success will be out there for the country to see, and that's where the accountability lies. They have a duty and they have a responsibility. They're going to have a job to do. If they don't do it, then there will be people held accountable for that. So I think that the mere fact that they're operating similar to the private sector is where the accountability is going to be lie. Now, was it easy for the government to take a laissez-faire approach? No, it wasn't easy, but we understand that in order for us to be successful, we have to take the politics out of it and let those who are charged with leading the tourism industry do so without any interference, have the consistency, and I fundamentally believe that structure will lead to effective results.